What's good, YouTube? It is Digital Hustler back with another video, y'all. And as y'all can see by the title, in this video I'll be talking about the top 5 cons of having a CRICUT and a heat press clothing brand. But for those that have been watching my channel for a minute, I do understand that I have a clothing line business, a clothing brand, and most of the things that I make for my clothing brand is made in my house, in my room, with my CRICUT Maker 3 and my heat press. In this video, I'll be telling y'all the top 5 negative things that I've been dealing with personally. And if you're deciding to maybe do this with a CRICUT and a heat press, this video can help, and you make sure you stay tuned for the pros, right? In the next video, I'll be talking about pros, the top 5 positive things about having the CRICUT and the heat press make your clothes, all right? So let's get into the video, y'all. The number 1 con on my list is it takes up a lot of time. Y'all, when I tell you, bro, I never would have thought having a clothing brand and, you know, starting off and, you know, just making all these orders would take this much time. When I tell y'all, like, majority of my day goes to making clothes. If I decide, of course, I'm gonna make clothes that day. Majority of my day goes to making clothes. The past year, December, November, and October was the last 3 months of the year. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was locked in my room. It would be times I have to leave work early, or it would be times where I wouldn't get no sleep for work, or, you know, things of that sort. Like, I would not be able to have a set schedule of making clothes and going to sleep, just because sometimes I'll take too long making the clothes that I would get little sleep, or sometimes I wouldn't get no sleep to the point that I can't even make clothes. So it was just like a push and pull, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you have to understand that you're cutting the vinyl. And I'm not even talking about going to go get the, you know, the products, to going to go get the blanks, right? That's already time within itself. For me to go to Aviva, it takes me 25 minutes to get there with tolls, meaning that I have to pay a small amount, you know, to get there faster. If I was to take no tolls and will take the free route, at the same time, I'm still spending gas, but it'll take me 30 minutes to get there to Aviva, to get the blanks for the products and stuff like that. So it's like, y'all, it takes up a lot of time. So if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, if you have kids or you in school, you know, of course you can still make time. You can still, like, you know, figure something out. But I just want to make sure that you're aware of that, it does take up a lot of time. So number 2 on my list for the cons is packaging and all the extra cutting. You will have to do that yourself. So I buy in bulk, all right? So I buy from these wholesale places, and, you know, once they get to my house, I do what I need to do. You know, I cut up the vinyl, I heat press it, you know, X, Y, Z. But you do have to understand that a lot of these hoodies, a lot of these blanks, a lot of these joggers come with extra knitting, you know, knitting probably on the side coming down, and I have to pull that. I have to cut it up, you know what I'm saying? I have to do certain things to where the product is going to whoever I'm selling it to at its best quality. You know, anything that is not supposed to be there, or anything that I see something wrong with the blank. So sometimes the blanks come with holes in it, you know? And that's just something that you have to take up. It's been times where I'd have made a product, or I started making a product with a blank, and I seen that it had a hole in it, and I couldn't do anything because, you know, that's just how it comes sometimes. It's wholesale. They do it at a rapid speed. So y'all, you have to do that. There's no way that, well, me personally, right? Like I said, this is my personal experience. I'm not gonna sell no product that is not at its best quality. Even though if I see something wrong with it and I don't like it, I'm gonna fix it. There's some people that might sell it just like that, and they gonna let the people that bought the product from them do it. But me, the way I take pride in what I make in my clothing brand, I'm not letting anything get out this house and it's not properly cut up and properly, you know, managed. So with that being said, number 3, if you don't have a supplier near you, shipping costs adds up and it cuts into your profit. So what I mean by this, like I told y'all, Aviva is 25 minutes from me minimum, right? And if you know, for those that don't know what Aviva is, that's basically where I get my blanks from, my hoodies, shirts, and joggers, right? I say gas itself is already money, you know what I'm saying, that's being spent. But now we talking about, okay, cool, right? Let's say, for example, Aviva wasn't a thing, and let's go back in time when I used to get my stuff from Bulk Apparel and Jiffy Shirts. So let's say, for example, right, let's say today I get like 5 orders, you know, and let's say, you know, the same day I go on to Jiffy Shirts and I buy those 5 shirts. Let's say, for example, right, Now, boom, tomorrow I get one more order, two more orders. Now it's gonna get to a point where I have to order the shirts or the hoodies again. And of course, these websites have tax, right? You get tax on there. So you get taxed and then you have to pay for shipping again. So it's like you're buying in bulk, but at the same time, you're still spending extra money, and that money adds up over time. So if you do have a supplier near you, then you're paying money to go there, you're paying gas to get there. And if you don't have a supplier near you, then you'll be paying for shipping costs and tax and all this extra stuff that is over time. It's going to continue adding up, and it's going to continue to keep cutting into your profit for your business. Number 4 on my cons is handling the machinery. So y'all look, so to start off your CRICUT and heat press business from your room, you're gonna need a heat press and a CRICUT machine, obviously, right? But you do need other things. So you're gonna need a mini heat press if you wanna do your own labels on the back. You're gonna need, scissors. You're gonna need the cutting for the vinyl. You're gonna need a lot of tools, right? So all these tools that you're gonna be dealing with and stuff like that are things that are gonna be taking up space, right? And that ties into my 5th one, right? So these two are gonna be together. Number 5, it takes up a lot of space. Like I said, right, the heat press itself takes up near my whole table that I have in my room, where I'm supposed to be editing, where I'm supposed to be trading, where I'm supposed to just sit down and study, right? It takes up literally all of that just because I have vinyl on the side also. And that's another thing, vinyl takes up a lot of space. But I did find a way how I bought these shoe boxes, and basically in the shoe boxes I put the vinyls, color coordinated and everything, so it makes it way easier for me to have everything in place. But sometimes when I finish making clothes, I'm probably not done, and I know I'm gonna do it tomorrow, so what's the point of putting it up? You know what I'm saying? So I just leave it on the table. So my whole table is literally just covered and stuff to make, so you have to understand that it does take up a lot of time. Sometimes your heat press might stop working and you have to go buy a whole new one, and then the new one that come in may not work or may have some issues, so now you have to ship it back, and it's a lot to it, y'all. So handling the machinery can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. It depends on how you look at it, but in my personal experience, that is one of the biggest cons with making clothes in your room with the heat press and the CRICUT maker. That being said, y'all, it's not this video not gonna be too in depth. I just wanted to give that perspective and that outlook to those that may be looking to start and may need, top 5 cons or the negative things. That's something that I really do look for when I make, when I do research. I like to look at the negative things, because a lot of the positive things can be subjective to the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they have kids, or if they living alone, if they're in college, if they're in school. So I look at the negative, and then from the negative I can see what the positive can be for me in my situation. So with that being said, man, like I said, this is not gonna be a very long video by any means. Hopefully you enjoy, hopefully you got some type of information from it. Man, y'all traders out here, man, y'all keep attacking these markets, and everybody else, y'all stay safe out here, man. DHS is out. Yeah.